Here we are.
And welcome, everybody, to In the Buff.
Now, we talked about this before recording, and the duty, it's been shunted to me, unfortunately, that I have to tell you guys that, unfortunately, Pinnacle member of our group here, Cody is with us. Say hi, Cody.
Oh, hello, everyone.
I'm sorry, everybody, that he's here.
I'm calling in from an undisclosed location because I couldn't be there in person.
I'm sorry that I upset and just everybody is let down by the things I do. And
this is a really heartfelt apology.
It's time for comments. Let's do comments.
Well, that's perfect. Even though I'm not there in body, I can still read the comments for you all. So, only a couple of comments to go through before we move on to Chris's Corner this week.
I got bad news about Chris's Corner.
Oh? Has there been a development?
He seems to not have a lot of... John?
Oh, we got a lot going on here. So I want to play a game, alright? Just throwing this out there. Alright, we're all going to decide on a word. Every time somebody says that word, I'm just eating a piece of this. This is mine now.
You should secretly decide on the word, because I'm just going to troll the fuck out of you.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I'm going to pick a word you're never going to say, so you're not chewing into the microphone like a heathen.
Oh, I'll chew away where you can barely hear it.
I'll hear.
Because I've learned from a professional last week that was eating a piece of cake.
Ooh. Incredible.
I'll hear it in my soul.
None of us are professional.
In the Buff, episode 27. Kyle coming in here with an interesting take. We were speaking about some interesting spooky stories, like Jeff the Talking Mongoose and Billy Meyer, the guy who allegedly was
real spooky Billy Meyer.
Oh, I remember this
or
comment.
being boned by aliens. I'm not sure exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle says maybe Billy was Jeff continuing the cycle of abuse. It's a very bold take there. I don't think that's ever been put forward, but
Oh my god.
it might
I'm
fit.
sorry.
Oh, wasn't it like GEF? That Jeff? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're even talking about a different Jeff at all during last podcast. I don't think we were. Okay.
Next comment.
Wait, hold on. Let's see
Final
to see
Fantasy
if John
X,
is
Data
paying
Celestial
attention.
Weapon Guide
Shut the
Caliban.
fuck up, Cody. To see if John is paying attention. Hey, what was the name of the lady alien who Billy had adventures with?
Amasek?
No, it was Ask Something.
That's so
Asterix.
close.
Ask It.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. Because you made a joke
Yep.
about it. Isn't that great? John pays attention.
I did it.
Comments. With the comments.
From Sleepy Gal. Spent 2 hours doing the race, finally beat it, then realized I missed my chance to get the crest because the Dark Aeon is there now. F me, I guess.
Just fight the Dark
We
Aeon.
should go ahead and reply to her. Yeah, that's what I was going to reply to her. Just fight the Dark Aeon, and then you can get the crest.
Yeah.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Another comment
You know,
from
that's
my
like
friend Monsi
third
in the book,
strongest.
episode 27. Shut the fuck up, John. Area
She
52
said that?
confirmed? Question mark. Seems like Billy was the first
Okay.
person to make it out
Is that
alive.
where Billy Harold's from?
It's another very interesting take. Wouldn't that be the greatest smokescreen in history, is if Area 51 was just a cover for Area 52? I think they made that joke in the Looney Tunes movie.
Yes.
In the
they did.
in the 2000s.
What a pool. Brendan Fraser, huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
he's become relevant again recently.
I just want to... What is this? What is the line, John?
Oh, hold on.
Blow out
Let
the
me-
mic.
I just want to know that I did one thing right with my life.
That's so good.
I love that line so much from the commercial.
The movie
Never
had
saw the movie.
subpar reviews from what I've seen.
Aw.
It's okay.
We won an
movie?
award.
The Whale. It's about a guy who spends a lot on Genshin Impact.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense now.
He's pay to win. His pay to win account.
But I digress.
Sorry
Any more
about that.
comments?
That's it. That's it for the comments.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Alright.
What do we want to talk about? What?
Yeah?
Did you guys have fun last night?
I didn't sleep last night.
I also did not sleep very much last night.
I also didn't sleep much last night. What is going on?
Well, I can tell you for free, man, as if I charge you. It's your fucking fault, Cody, that I didn't sleep.
Oh my goodness.
I got to Honor is Dead.
Oh, I see.
And I looked at the clock, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, shit. It's 6:30 in the morning.
we should elaborate that Scott here is currently reading Words of Radiance, second book in the Stormlight Archive. And it's a real page-turner, by all accounts.
Yeah. And I'm a child. I got to that. I finished it, and it was like 6:30 in the morning, and I'm like, all right, I need to sleep. We're recording tomorrow. And I got in bed, and I had my eyes closed, and I was like, yeah, it was such a cool part. Yeah, it was so fucking awesome. Oh, when that dude did the thing. Oh, I need to open my eyes. What time is it? I know it's just going to stress me out and make me feel sad. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, God. Oh, God, I can't sleep. And I didn't. I didn't sleep. And here we are.
I went to sleep immediately after we finished last night.
I'm still the Scott
You were
from last session.
extremely tired.
I was.
Yeah. We had a Kyle session last night, and it was like an intro for... We were talking about it earlier. We recently lost 2 party members, and now we're about to gain 3. And we...
Fall down twice, get up 3 times. So motivational.
Like Rocky.
Yeah, like Rocky. Great. So, we're about to get 3, and they had their own little intro session last night, and that means I got to play me and Kyle's lady that belongs to him. He owns her.
Does she listen to this?
No.
Okay.
She...
Can she?
If she wants to.
She played a character, and I played a different character who weren't our characters. And I was a fat man on a palanquin. An fat elf on a palanquin, who was like the mayor of this place, and I got my head chopped off immediately.
He wasn't no mayor nut, though.
And I almost turned John's cyborg into a sex slave.
That's true. That is accurate. That almost did happen.
But
It was a weird turn of events I was not ready for.
it just... The character comes out of me.
Really puts a different spin on cyber sex.
It was very much so hedonist bot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, slather me in oil.
Yep. That was the voice.
And, I don't know.
Honestly, so like, I would say it was a fairly railroaded session, but overall, I thought it was a good session, Kyle.
It
I
kind
think
of
you did a good
needed
job.
to be. I was like, I'm only doing 1 episode of this. There's, like, we need to get back to whatever's going on. So I figured it kind of had to be a little bit railroaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still tired. It just happened.
Chris, how did you feel? How did you feel? Cody, shut the
felt
fuck
good.
up.
I felt real good. Went to bed. Stayed in bed real late. And then just, like, did nothing all day. It was nice to just enjoy my apartment.
I'm in about the session.
I had fun.
Tanner was
What
an
was your
interesting
character?
character. I will say that.
Mm-hmm. I like Tenor. I think I'm gonna like Tenor.
Yeah, just tell us about your character, like Cody just said.
He's like... He's a psychic healer elf man who betrayed his race in order to protect human.
I can't stop looking at your teeth.
Please don't.
Wow.
I'm still conscious about.
Oh my goodness. My turn
That's why Shaquille O'Neal
to talk
pulled
about my
them out.
character. I'm Cyborg from Teen Titans. Except I'm kind of a douchebag.
Yeah.
So, Cyborg from Justice League.
Ooh.
Maybe.
He had a line later on after the movie came out where it was after Justice League, the Justice League, and before Snyder League, he had a line that's like, I think his name's Ray Parker or something. I can't remember his name.
That sounds right.
He had a line that was something along the lines of, they cut out so much of my character and what we got was 10 times better than what was left out. And I'm glad. And I'm glad no one will ever see it. And then the Snyder League came out.
And he was like, fuck.
It was, honestly, the Cyborg stuff in the Snyder League it just made him less human,
Yeah.
which I don't like. My favorite part of Cyborg
Hey.
is that he's part human.
I got a raging boner for that fucking not evil, like cocky level of Superman fight at the end. Like the way that he acted in the Snyder cut versus the original.
Where the axe comes down on his shoulders, just
Yeah.
like, not impressed.
And like the whole fight, he's like not even really smirking. It was like I already knew I won.
Because he
kind of thing.
did. It's
Yeah.
fucking boring.
It is, but man, I was like,
Superman is always
Oh,
written best whenever
Daddy.
there's not a bad guy to punch. That is the only time Superman is generally compelling as a character, when it's like he has to solve problems that don't involve punching someone.
My problem with characters like Superman and, to a lesser extent, Captain America, is the character has to, like, for me, God, I don't know, but for me, the character has to become interesting in my own head. It's not interesting on the page or on the screen to me. Like, Captain America is just, he's either a soldier who beats the bad guy, or he's a spy who beats the bad guy. And I have to, like, think about it with Captain America in particular. I have to think about it and be like, oh, but wouldn't it be cool if, like, he has this, like, inner turmoil in his head or some bullshit?
and then that actually became the canon.
Yeah.
I loved you when that happened. But that's enough superhero talk for now.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It has been.
Yeah.
Billy
But-
Meyer is a bit of a superhero.
But the thing about superheroes, and to a lesser extent Rocky, is the fact that they're like commercialized folk heroes
Great
in a
job.
sense. You know?
Talk about railroading here.
Speaking of railroads,
Speaking of railroads, John Henry, everybody. So
Absolutely incredible.
I decided to put my degree to work, and I did a little bit of research on some American folk heroes. So let's get started on that.
It's Chris's Corner, everybody, in case that wasn't clear.
It is.
Simon, Corner, Chris. Okay, we know.
Okay. So, John Henry. What do we know about John Henry?
Black.
Yes.
You're going
Is
to
he
tell us
the
about
one
him.
he's the one who blew up a mountain, right?
No, he's the one who fought.
Tunneled through it.
He fought Terminators off or something, right? He beat machines.
Close.
Yeah.
He's the one with the ox, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
You're jumping.
You're gonna
through
cut this fucking shit out, and I'm gonna do it. Did this? I have a question for you.
Oh, yeah.
Did this corner come up naturally for you because you typed "Blue Babe" into Google and thought, "Oh, hold on a second.
There's an ox?
Great,
Okay.
It's
great
the ox.
job for assuming that the people listening to this joke are too stupid to understand it."
I'm too stupid to understand what you're talking about right now. What would you
Babe,
found?
the big blue ox. He typed in "Blue Babe" into Google because he wanted to see blue babes.
Yeah. Because I normally talk about green women, but blue women deserve just as much
It doesn't
love
matter.
from
It
me.
doesn't. Cut it out.
Um,
Cut this out.
So John Henry's a steel driving man who died beating a steam engine
Oh, I thought you were going to say his wife.
In a competition.
in a
correct?
competition.
Okay.
Not with his fists.
Drilling through a mountain was what he was doing.
I thought they were digging a hole.
What?
I thought they were digging a hole.
Take two, Cody.
I thought they were digging a hole. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello,
They
is
were
this
not
thing on?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, I like that knocking.
Ooh, I did too.
Mhm. They were not digging a hole. They were tunneling through a mountain to connect the railroads.
Well, that sounds like a hole to me.
Are we sure they weren't digging a hole to
Yeah.
China?
It was
They
a
were not.
combination of tunneling the hole and also laying tracks at the same time. Don't ask me how the fuck that's supposed to happen.
It's like a Tesla boring machine.
something like that.
So
It sounds boring.
where did you guys, like, hearing the story and stuff, where did you guys assume that was supposed to be taking place in America?
Pennsylvania.
The Rockies.
That's what I was going to say. The Rockies or Tennessee.
No, I was imagining the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Cody?
Yeah, I guess I always just assumed... Well, I didn't know whether he was tunneling through a mountain. I thought he was just digging a hole in the ground. So, to me, it could have really been anywhere, but I assumed kind of out west.
Was it the Gulf of Mexico?
I always assume... I always assumed Utah, and it was the Transcontinental Railroad, right? I was wrong. There are 3 places that say that their tunnel, their railroad tunnel, was the tunnel that this happened for. And
He took 3 mountains virginities.
You thought this would be a good corner?
yes, Big Bend Tunnel,
Like the clock.
Please give us
No, Bend.
locations.
Oh.
with a D, in West
Oregon?
Virginia.
Oh,
Lewis Tunnel in Virginia.
Appalachians.
And
Okay.
Coosa Mountain Tunnel in Alabama. So Scott is the closest.
Is it like
the most
Smoky
correct.
Mountains in Alabama?
2 of those are. Alabama is not. Smoky Mountains in Virginia's.
Oh, I'm not going to pretend.
But the thing is, so like with
Chris.
a lot of American folktales, they're real people from our past. So like you have George Washington and the Cherry Tree is a folktale. Johnny Appleseed was a real guy. Paul Revere is like memorialized as like a folk hero.
Even though it was that lady
Yeah.
who actually did all the work. Feminism, huh?
You had the Molly Pitchers, which were
Wait, is our corner about American folklore?
yes.
Can I talk about
oh.
Bigfoot?
We can after I
He gave me permission.
After these 3.
It's going to turn into cryptids at the end of this.
They're modern folktales. But
Wait, are Molly pitchers just people who play baseball?
no, Molly Pitchers gave water and food and fought alongside of American soldiers during the Revolution. John Henry, do you think he was real or not?
No.
Dude
Absolutely.
who could use 2 sledgehammers to bore a hole through a mountain? No.
I want him in a fighting game, though.
Cody?
That would be cool.
I think his ox might have been real.
That's Paul
But-
Bunyan.
John Henry, Cody.
No, I don't think John Henry was a real person.
You're all bigots.
Now, I
Do you
could-
think he was real, Chris?
I think there could have been somebody who
I hate
inspired the
everyone.
story.
So, John Henry, I don't think we have his actual name, but he was apparently born somewhere in 1848. And
Wait, is John Henry not his actual name?
in 1866, because John Henry is based on this dude who, in 1866, at 19, was sentenced to prison. I don't know what his crime was.
For being a different color than everybody else.
In
Damn.
Jersey. And so they were like, all right, we're going to put you in prison for 10 years, and we're going to make you do manual labor. So you're going to work for the C&O Railroad Company, digging through tunnels and then putting down rail. So in 1931, somebody took that and African folk songs that had been about this person and turned that into a novel of John Henry.
A novel?
Yeah,
I never knew that.
and that's where we get our modern John Henry.
Did you read it?
No.
Can you read it to us now?
No.
Okay.
Does he die in the novel?
Does he die in real life?
Probably.
Yeah, did he
Dang.
die in real life?
Well, yes.
So he's real.
But he
this
did
incident.
not die.
So he's real.
He did not have like
Get
a heart
fucked.
attack fighting a steam engine.
Okay,
Sadly.
The thing that I like about John Henry is that he wins, but then dies. It's like,
a hollow victory.
it's not even a victory.
Oh.
The machine didn't die.
In the,
Well, I
in the
mean,
that's
Disney
fair.
movie, it did.
Who won in the fight between the Mountain and Pedro Pascal? I assume the Mountain.
He wasn't fighting the mountain, John. He was fighting the robot.
I mean, the mountain was just collateral damage in this fight.
So Paul Bunyan.
Wait, we're just moving away from John Henry?
Yep.
That's all you got?
That's all
Yeah,
I
it was a
got.
book. See you later.
Okay.
So Paul Bunyan.
Thank goodness we get to talk through Bigfoot.
Hell yeah.
I was just gonna say, the faster he gets through this, the faster we get to Bigfoot.
So,
I fucking hate Bigfoot.
So he was an oral tradition passed down by loggers.
I've changed the word. Continue.
And loggers would tell tall tales of Paul Bunyan to each other, right? So where do you think, like, he was based? Because I always thought, like, Pacific Northwest.
I was assuming
No.
Alaska.
No, yeah. He's definitely Midwest.
You said Alaska. That's how
That's
I
definitely
I thought you
way
said-
further
I
west.
thought you said
than-
Nebraska.
No. If I'm going any further east, it would be Minnesota.
I was thinking like,
oh fuck, it is Minnesota because land of a thousand lakes.
Yeah, I was thinking Minnesota.
The thing I like about John, fuck you, Cody. The thing I like about Paul Bunyan is it's like Superman, where a bunch of loggers were just like, well, dude, I heard this story one time where he like fucking made a whole bunch of flapjacks with his feet in a gigantic like pan. Isn't that great? And then another guy's like, well, one time I heard he had big hands so big that he made all the fucking lakes. So in your fucking face. Oh, you think that's cool? One time he made an ox. He met an ox and he fucked it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. One time he made my girl fucking come. She left me.
No, that one was clearly a myth.
Yeah, not true.
Well,
not true. No such thing.
So,
total fabrication.
Several places from Minnesota and Maine
we made it
claim to be the birthplace of Paul Bunyan.
Maine?
Yeah.
Huh.
Maine was big logging before we moved out west.
Yes, that's true.
Like all
anything
the
along the lakes.
ships built in Boston. That's where they're logging from. But like, one notable story is for some reason he camped out in the Dakotas and cut down trees. For some reason, that's...
What did he do?
I just cut down trees.
Great job.
Literally all Paul Bunyan does is cut down trees.
That's where the story of... It wasn't him, apparently, that skated on a griddle. It was just the mess cook. They made a griddle that was half a mile long because he ate so much.
Right.
And he would and their cook would tie hams to their feet.
Right.
And skate on it to render out the fat for grease so they could cook their cakes.
Flapjacks.
This is dumb.
It is dumb.
Whatever, okay? Shut up!
This is the worst order you've ever
The
done.
first print reference was in 1893, which was pretty much an inside joke in a very localized newspaper. But it was popularized in the rest of the country outside of logging people in 1916 in an advertising campaign for a logging company. I was like, oh, hey, this is cool.
I'm going to lamprey onto this real quick. Because this reminded me a lot of... This has nothing to fucking do with Paul Bunyan. Isn't that great?
Ah!
Are we moving to the next one after this?
I have some more about Paul.
Go ahead and finish Paul.
Okay. So, how tall is Paul?
I'm going to assume like
40
6'6". Like the real dude.
Well, that's the thing. I don't
one.
think there was a real dude. I think he only lives in my head.
Then who the hell made my girl come?
In that, Paul is 10,
He's all of us.
10 feet up to 11 feet busty. It's basically Lady D from Resident Evil 8 is what I'm imagining, but with an axe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And slightly smaller tits.
So, there was no real Paul Bunyan.
What?
Shocker. However,
he's no 50-foot tall dude.
in his original stories, he's only like 8 feet tall and 300 pounds.
You say only, but like that's intimidatingly
I'm
big still.
over 300 pounds.
You're not
8
8
foot
foot
tall.
though.
Is like,
Also, if you get to 8 feet tall, 300 pounds is not impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I'm
look
pretty
like
sure-
a normal dude.
like
Whoa,
How tall is Big Show?
He's like 7'8" or something like that.
I think he's like 290.
I was gonna say like if he's 8 foot and 300, like he's still. You say a normal dude, I'd probably shit my pants if he looked at me with a fierce gaze.
Hold on a
Okay,
second.
sheer
Bigfoot?
height would do that to him.
Is
Like,
Paul
he-
Bunyan Bigfoot?
he might be.
Ooh.
I've always assumed.
Well,
It's a big Bigfoot.
But over the years, he slowly got bigger and bigger until he towered over trees.
Well, it's like Superman. Like I was saying, at first he
Yeah.
just jumped over buildings. Then he could fly and shoot lasers and breathe cold air.
The 10,000 Lakes of Minnesota,
that was the least impressive part. Was the last one.
you've already said it, are his footprints.
Yeah.
And Mount Hood...
Is that his like Peter Pan bad guy?
No,
Yeah.
it's a mountain range.
Oh,
But
I thought it was a guy who
he
abducted
apparently
children.
moved boulders for a fire pit, and that's what Mount Hood is. It's the remnants of his fire pit
That's
he made.
cute.
Wow.
Oh, and so I had always heard he carved the Grand Canyon. I'm like, how did he do that? he was just tired from carrying his giant axe, so he just leaned it on the ground as he went walking.
I was hoping you were going to tell me that, like, he laid on the earth and that's where his dick fell.
Ooh. Is that not what happened?
Why is everything about dicks with you?
Yeah.
Because this is boring me.
Well, this won't bore you. He just reminded me, when you were talking about the newspapers, of my favorite American folktale and its source and origin.
An American folktale? By Disney?
No.
Oh.
Fievel is great, though. And you're thinking of an American tale. Anyway, it's the Jersey Devil.
Oh, yeah.
And the origin, blah, 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 he's a monster in New Jersey. The origin of it is almost certainly a feud between, Benjamin Franklin and the Leeds family. And at one point, they would have, they had, roasted each other in their own publications. But Benjamin Franklin, he's a smart guy. He's the hero in this, so he obviously won. And the Leeds family just sucked. There's this one publication where where Benjamin Franklin posted this thing that just said, it's like a Reddit post, and he just said, he posted an obituary for Titan Leeds, which is a fucking awesome name. He posted an obituary for Titan Leeds, who was very much alive, and Titan responded, no, I'm alive, Ben Franklin, you bitch. I'm alive. And he's like, no, he's dead. That was his ghost. His ghost is haunting the publication. And everybody's like, oh my god, Titan Leeds' ghost is writing a paper.
Holy fuck. We need to press on this.
And then what ended up happening is, at some point, the thought process is the reason that the New Jersey Devil exists is, it's also called the Leeds Devil, if you didn't know. At some point in this, somebody's like, oh, that Leeds, he's a devil. And it turned into, there was a, fact...
Yeah, it just keeps building.
Yeah, there was an illustration in one of Benjamin Franklin's story papers of Titan Leeds in a rowboat leaning back and a devil shitting in his mouth.
What the fuck?
So that probably built into the Leeds Devil.
He's the Jersey Leeds Devil mouth
that
shitter.
jokester Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
So I do love that aspect of folktales, that they just slowly become more hyperbolic and exaggerated.
Like this podcast.
Yeah. And that brings me to Alfred Bulltop's Stormalong.
Never heard of it.
Never heard this one.
This is a folktale that I discovered, a folktale that I discovered from Massachusetts while researching for this, because I'm like, I got John Henry, got Paul Bunyan.
What else have you discovered?
What?
Have you discovered anything else?
No. I have them down, and what's this guy? Oh, he's super cool. I should share him. So he's from Massachusetts, and he's another giant, right? He's said to be 30 feet tall.
Is he a captain?
He is a captain. His ship was called the Corsair.
It must have been a big ship.
A ship so tall, in fact, that it had a hinged mast, so it wouldn't catch the moon.
Wow. That's incredible.
Okay, I have a dumb question.
An oddly specific
I have
detail.
a dumb question.
Yeah.
There are no dumb questions.
You might retract that statement
met
in a
me?
moment.
I'm made of dumb questions.
Do you think all of the American giant stories, are they born an enormous baby, or are they like sauropods where they're born a normal baby and they just grow insanely fast?
I hadn't thought about baby sauropods until that one fake video we saw a long time ago. And man, having a little sauropod the size of a dog, hell yeah.
It only stays the size of a dog for all of about, a year. And
But
then
I
it's
want
the
it to
size
stay
of a
that way
bison.
forever.
All right,
Well,
then
I'll
you put it
strangle
down.
him.
Clifford had to grow into his gigantic size, but Kyle, you put on a great point.
Are we doing Clifford now?
No, Captain Stormalong,
Clifford would be more interesting.
he was
here.
discovered, he washed up on shore as a baby. An 18-foot long baby.
That's a big baby.
Wait, wait a second.
Are you
He's
saying
only
there's
30
whale
feet?
people now?
No.
He only grew 12 feet over the course of his life?
Yeah.
That'd be like a 3-foot long baby.
Yeah.
Oh, Wait, hold on. And his boat was tall enough to fucking smack the moon?
Yeah.
What's he overcompensating for? This guy probably has a dick smaller than mine.
This is one of those instances where the people who wrote the story were not aware that the moon is really far away.
Yeah.
Or they just thought the Earth was flat.
Did they just go out there at night and they're like, I'm gonna get it, and they just keep jumping?
Yes.
Could you not do that?
I do like the implication that only in mythology could there be a penis smaller than John's.
Yeah.
But anyway, that doesn't matter, because at the age of 12, he's like, Cape Cod is not big enough for me. And so he moves to Boston and signs up to be a ship hand.
Did he use a really big pen?
How tall was he at the age of 12?
It didn't say.
I'm going to go with
Let's
22
extrapolate.
feet.
He was 30 feet tall when he was an adult. He's 18 feet long when he was a baby. It's 12 years old, so half. You grow up
Like
slightly
22,
lower.
24 feet?
Yeah, we're looking like 24 feet.
As an English major, I didn't care about math. Anyway, apparently how he signed his name was Stormalong A.B. And that's why sailors are called able-bodied.
No.
I
disagree.
I don't understand.
He fought the Kraken.
Did he win?
Not the first time. The first time the Kraken got away, and he was so disheveled by the fact that he didn't kill this thing, that he decided, I'm not going to be a sailor anymore.
Did he
I'm
fight?
going to go retire and
He
be
had
a
his
farmhand.
Spider-Man 2 moment.
Yeah.
Did he fight Old Meg?
Was Jason Statham there?
I honestly have no clue if he just made that shit up. I've never heard of this.
Here's some interesting things about his ship. Apparently, it got stuck going through the English Channel because it was so wide.
Oh, it's wide
it
too?
just turns...
Wait, English Channel? The BBC wasn't around.
Apparently, they kept horses on the ship.
You get it? Because
Arabian running horses. Because the ship was so long, you needed them to go from one end to the other.
This is just a really impractical boat.
Yeah.
I changed the word again because we're just really not hitting by words.
And
also, one great thing he did was he carved the Panama Canal.
Okay, I'm pretty sure Teddy Roosevelt's going to have a fucking problem with this.
Teddy Roosevelt did it with his bare hands, so I watched him do it.
Well, he did it with his boat.
He should have just used a shovel.
He rammed it into the shoreline until he cut through the continent.
He should have used a shovel.
Honestly, the problem is that this story doesn't happen in any nondescript time period. We know when the Panama Canal was built. We have pictures.
Exactly.
Did he also...
At this stage, I just want you to stop looking at your notes and start making shit up and see if any of us can catch on.
He can't.
No.
It's how Stormalong died that I think is most interesting. There are 3 ways he could have died.
He put his notebook down. He's just making shit up.
The third one, no. The third one's stupid and I hate it. The second one's boring.
So this guy died 3 times?
The first one's boring. No. He died once.
I'm going to assume he died 3 times.
There were 3 canonical ways that he could have died.
Jesus only died once.
The second time, the second version of how he died is my favorite. He was sailing through the Caribbean islands, right? And he was going by Florida when he realized, oh, there's a massive hurricane coming. But all these sailors are out, like, fishing and doing their stuff. So the hurricane hits his boat because he thinks, oh, my boat's so big it can block the hurricane. It didn't, and it injured his boat. And it was like, oh no, it's gonna massacre these small boats. So he gets out, he swims to the other boats, and he picks them up and he stacks them one on top of each other and takes them to shore and protects them.
Dude's only 30 feet
outran
tall.
the
How
hurricane?
the fuck is he supposed to pick up more than one boat?
The hurricane got to him. I guess the hurricane was still making its way through the boat.
Well, by this point, he's gotten taller because hyperbole and
Oh, he's like
folktales.
117 feet
Yeah.
tall.
But the hurricane hits, and he's there on the coast, and the wind of the hurricane lifts him up into the sky to never be seen again.
Hold on.
He
hold
got
on. He's
fucking
not dead.
Jesus?
He
He's
got
not dead.
Jesus.
I bet he's living on the moon.
Oh, maybe. He's been carving craters.
Hold on a second. Is this going to turn into a Transformers origin?
Ooh.
He was a Transformer all along.
Maybe. Oh, totally.
It's the only way that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of this man. Is that the end of the story?
That is the end of the story.
I've got a quick insight to make.
Yeah.
That this will be a boring episode of the podcast.
Well, that's already implied. I don't have to make that any clearer. But I think these 3 stories really show how American folklore is still in its infancy, because like if you look at East Asian folklore, they got some crazy stuff. They got demons, they got dragons, they got samurai. If you look at European folklore, they got fairies, they got dragons, they got Santa and blackface. But if you look at American folk heroes, we just got burly day laborers.
Hold on a second. Samurai are real.
Blackface is also a real thing.
You know? I agree. I will say we do have a lot of creatures that are weird and that's the interesting thing about America, and the reason that stuff like the Jersey Devil could exist is when we first got here, people were like hearing tales of like gigantic beasts thundering down the plains in millions at a time, going in groups across the plains.
That's
and people
just
were like,
bison.
"That's horseshit. There's no what? that's like the skull, and there's like a fucking mountain of them. There's 1 million of these fuckers, and we're just like, yeah, those are real. What else could be real?
They're
The cattywampus?
I've always been particular to the idea that like the Bigfoot is just somebody saw a bear walking upright and was like, it's like a man.
Well, to push
They
back
couldn't see
on
the other bear that it was over here being like, come at me, bro. Come at me. The other bear is just off behind a thick tree or something.
There are 2 different, like, Native American origins for Bigfoot, right? We have the Sasquatch, which is like your typical, he's a hairy ape dude. That's what they saw. He was the big man on the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the Saskets. The Saskets is creepier.
Are they a girl group of Sasquatches?
No, that's fantastic.
Doing doo-wop?
The Saskets is like basically feral people,
Oh.
Okay.
and it's creepy. And people think they might actually be real based on disappearances in national parks and shit.
So like an undiscovered tribe in
Not
North
even an
America.
undiscovered tribe of people of people, just people who no longer live in civilization.
They're just
and have
straight up
power.
the swamp people from Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Or
And, it's pretty
modern
creepy.
swamp people.
I did see an interesting picture where it was disappearances over time compared to unmapped but like known locations to underground caverns and cave systems, and it's just like everyone who disappears out on a hike or something is just like within a mile of one of these things. It's like someone just fell down a hole and died.
Or goblins. Goblins live in the caves.
Yeah.
And I've seen a documentary about it.
Yeah.
Um,
We both have.
Pretty sure those are just swamp people that live in caves.
It's,
no, you're being racist.
It's serendipity. That's not the term.
Synchronicity.
Thank you.
But, you know... What was I gonna fucking say? You distracted me. Oh, the real problem with missing 411, which is what I was talking about with the missing people in national parks, the interesting thing about it to me is less that people are disappearing. People disappear all the fucking time. The kind of spooky thing, and the reason it's called missing 411, 411 being the code you use to put into a phone to get information, is missing information. David Paulides, he went to the National Park Service and was like, hey, I want a list of all of the people who've disappeared in these national parks. And they're like, you're going to have to file a FOIA Act, a Freedom of Information Act, and then we'll get it to you, I guess. And he's like, all right, I spent the $25,000 to get it. Let me have this. And they're like, we don't got it. And so it's a bit creepy that the fucking National Park Service doesn't have a list of the people who've disappeared and haven't been found in the fucking national parks.
It's not really their job.
It should be. It is
I
their
feel
job to
like
find them.
Their job is to maintain it. Not
Their job is to find them. The rangers are the ones who go out and survey and make sure all the people came home when they were out hiking, and you have to check in with them and whatnot.
I would imagine that's the people they go out hiking with, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Point is, they should have a list, and that's weird. But David Paulides is like, Bigfoot and goblins, they're doing it.
And the government's protecting them.
I much prefer the idea that they just fell down a hole.
I like to think that National Flesh Pit is
I
real.
love that. Mystery Flesh Pit National Park.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course America would have that.
Well, yeah.
Mystery Flesh, it's a place you can go. There's
It's
like
so
an eldritch
awesome.
being underneath the ground, and you can like live inside of it, and
Yeah.
What?
Think the Grand Canyon, but it's alive like a Sarlacc pit.
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
You can go there.
Okay.
This is real?
Remember
Yeah.
the Rick and
And it's
Morty
an actual
episode?
living thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
John,
You
no.
look so tired, dude.
John, it's not real. It's basically
It's like an SCP.
It was made on I think it was r/world building. It's actually pretty fucking sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Where this guy just made national park pamphlets for this fake national park he made. The idea was it's an eldritch being that's been living under the ground all this time.
I should put links to the Wendigoon episode.
It's such a good
Oh,
episode.
it's so good.
I love Wendigoon, internet daddy. Although I might be older than him. I don't know.
Where are we at? 45
Alright.
minutes. Okay, we gotta...
It's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We are limping to the end, boys. We are
Um,
limping there. Well, what do you want to talk about,
I mean,
Chris?
I can vamp with Final Fantasy mysteries for a little
Let's
while.
not.
Well, what kind of mysteries are we talking about?
Dark Aeon videos.
Wait,
Are
that's
they
a
real?
mystery? Oh. Are they real? What are frogs?
Are there modern
frogs?
folktales?
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah, I was just
It's
talking about
literally
some
just
Mystery
people
Flesh Pit
making shit
National
up.
Park.
I mean, you haven't really talked a whole bunch about Bigfoot yet.
I don't want to talk about Bigfoot. I
Oh.
was joking. There isn't much to talk about. He's either real and it's just a monkey out in the woods, or he's not, which he isn't, and it's just a bear walking on 2 feet, or a feral person who raped your mom.
There's a
Wow.
lot of people that were... I think it was in the Alps, actually, that are listed as like some kind of feral human
Yeah.
that the Germans fucking killed.
The
during
crazy
World
thing-
War II.
I think the problem is that if I'm to take what the Native Americans say as truth, right, with their myths, and they're saying, oh, no, there's like a forest people, and they're big and hairy, and they like take your children sometimes, but they're usually nice. Then I also have to say, like, then the stories of the fucking Skinwalker have just as much credence.
Right.
Or the stories of how, like, Coyote and, I don't know, Mother Gaia, it wasn't what she was named, but they're like Earth Spirit. They're just as real then, if I'm supposed to take that Bigfoot story as being a factual account. Or the Puckwudgie. The fucking Puckwudgie. If that fucker's real, I don't want to live anymore.
I've never heard of the puck.
It's just a little gremlin.
Scott, just because you have a vendetta against Brandon Fugel doesn't lend any less credence to the Skinwalkers.
I do have a chip on my shoulder about fucking Brandon Fugel, but that's for another day. Hopefully. So, how are we gonna fill this next 10 minutes? Please, God, tell me we're at 50 now. No,
We're
not.
almost there.
We're not
Not
there.
quite.
And we're probably going to have to
Oh,
cut out
God.
3 to 5 minutes already.
We're
so
gonna have a
we're
hard-
probably
Let's
looking
dance
at
it in.
like,
What are we thinking? What are we?
you know, not every episode has to be exactly 60 minutes long.
I disagree.
Sometimes an episode can just be as long as it needs to be.
Well, you know, one of my favorite episodes are the ones where we felt this. And right at the end, it was like episode 3.
Yeah. I think we were right here in this room.
Yeah, we were. Maybe that's why I feel exhausted, because it's so fucking hot in here.
It's so hot in here.
It is quite warm.
So, I have stumbled upon a Facebook account.
Mhm.
Uh,
Chris, your
That-
quote was great.
I'm gonna need to borrow somebody's phone for
You can
this.
have
Fine.
my pillow.
All right.
I got you.
What do you need?
I need you to hop on Facebook.
Oh, I can't.
Fuck.
Do it.
Somebody to
I
hop
don't-
on Facebook.
I don't
you
have
don't
that.
have Facebook?
I don't have Facebook.
I
Chris,
do.
you have
We're not-
Bumble and Tumblr.
They're
and
not
fucking.
80-year-old geriatrics, John.
I need to.
All right.
I have to clock in.
All
I
right.
have to sign in, and I have no idea.
God
what
damn it!
that
I
is.
hate you, Chris.
I'm sorry.
Pause.
Pause recording. And we're back.
Oh, I stumbled upon a Facebook page.
Oh.
And this is either going to give all of us hopes that one day our YouTube channel will make it, or we're going to feel utterly useless.
Okay.
My bet's on the second one.
Yeah, I think we're leaning that direction.
So I found a Facebook page, right?
You're going to have fun editing this one.
And it has 139,000. Nope. Yeah,
How many zeros?
139,000 followers.
Nice.
It has been active on Facebook for the past 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Their content, you may ask?
I was asking that.
The same photo of a pile of gravel every single day.
What has it changed?
No, it's the same photo.
No, I mean, okay. It's not like an update. Like, here's how the gravel's feeling today.
Here's the photo so everybody can see it. Cody, I'll share it in Discord here in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's triangular. It
does
might
look-
be a pyramid.
It looks vaguely erotic.
And here is years of photos. Every single day, they post the same exact photo at the same time. So,
Why?
what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Why?
Is there something
I actually
beneath
have a
the
lot of
gravel?
thoughts about this. It kind of reminds me of Daily Dinkster,
Right.
or
Yeah.
to a greater extent Jackson Pollock, where everybody looks at the content they're making and they're like, there's no skill involved in this, I could do it. You could, but you didn't. And this guy who's posting a picture of gravel, he's the one with 150 million followers, not you.
Wait, you think Jackson Pollock is like a Daily Dinkster?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a take.
I don't agree.
in a roundabout way, yes.
I don't know who Daily Dinkster is.
Daily Dinkster is like, it's a Twitter account?
It's a YouTube channel.
Oh, it's a YouTube channel that just every day posts what is it? What is that movie?
Spy Kids 3.
Spy Kids 3.
The entirety of it?
No, just that clip of the guy like
Did somebody ring the Dinkster?
yeah. Yeah.
I think his name's like Jeffrey Dink.
Okay.
And just
Oh,
every
wait,
day-
I think I remember you guys telling me about this.
every day for the last 5 years, he's just posted this 10-second clip of this man going, did somebody ring the Dinkster? And he has 1 million subscribers.
See, that kind of makes me sad because there is another channel that does something kind of similar. He's still eating the fucking popcorn. There's another channel that does something kind of similar where it's a guy, I think he still does it. I don't know if it's every day though. Either way, there's a shitload of videos of him just sitting in the corner of his room smiling at the camera. And it's like a performance, for sure. He might have some sort of tism going on, but it's a performance. And like one time in one of the videos, he gets robbed. And there's no way that happened naturally. And he while he's getting robbed, he's just like
Just
sitting in the
smiling.
camera. One time he pissed himself.
Wow.
Probably more than once he's pissed himself. And that might be natural. And he's just thinking, I gotta pee. And he just does it. And one time he cries. Like sometimes he cries every once in a while and he just
Is this like
What the
Botox?
fuck?
And
This is fucked.
it's just weird and unsettling, but I look at it and I'm like, this is art. Something is happening here that is art to me.
It's making me feel something.
Yeah.
I don't know that
It
I
makes
like
me
it.
feel uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
sometimes art does that.
It's not particularly related. There's another guy who has a YouTube channel. He's Turkish, where he does the same thing, the same weird smile thing, which his is a lot sadder of a story as to why. But he's a very, very famous chef in Turkey. And he does an enormous amount of charity work where he basically just goes out to places that just don't have food and makes enormous meals, like meals that'll serve
I've
like
seen those on
200 some
Facebook.
people. And he films the entire thing of him making stuff with him smiling basically exactly like that. And his is cool because it's like, that looks like really good food. But also this dude's real creepy. The sad thing is, the reason he does that is one of the first couple of videos he
It's his fetish to watch people eat.
I was gonna say, the first couple of videos, people were harassing him about not smiling during it, because he doesn't...
Oh.
He's not a naturally smiley kind of guy. And people are like, you should smile more. You look, angry. And so he... Yeah, he does, that's almost the exact face he makes.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
I think
really
that's
upsetting.
awesome.
So just to piss him
It's
off.
like a really
he
big
does-
fuck you.
Yeah.
and yeah, he just smiles through it the whole time.
Something I didn't really hammer home on the videos I was talking about is these aren't like 10-minute videos. He sits there for hours at a time.
That is a fucking performance. You're right. That is some kind of art going on.
He sits there
You can't do this. That's
for
cheating.
hours.
I'm not going to eat when you figure it out.
Damn it.
It's kind of like the guys that paint themselves in like the gold paint or the silver paint and then stand there like a statue in
Yeah.
parks.
Except he doesn't get money for it. Unless he gets ad revenue.
Maybe.
He might.
Would you get paid to get kicked in the balls?
How many mid-time
Mid-roll ads you could get on an 8-hour video.
Jesus. I wish I knew how many, if he uploads every day or if it's like once a week. Something in the back of my head is telling me it's once a day, but that sounds absurd.
If you're posting an 8-hour video every day, that's a fucking job.
Yeah.
That's not a YouTube channel. Man, your ass would hurt.
Although
so
the
much.
editing, probably pretty limited editing. He's probably just
He's not
throwing
editing at
that.
all.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sits down at the beginning and just stares and look at the camera and smiles. And that would hurt my
Wow.
face.
Yeah.
Who cares about my ass? My face.
At this stage, he probably can't stop.
Now it's getting fucking creepy as shit.
No,
He
let's
just
face
massages
it.
his
He goes for 8 hours,
It's like the Joker.
goes, changes clothes, does it for another 8 hours, sleeps for 8 hours, so he does two.
He does it
in
for
one
8
day,
hours twice?
so he can still have
Fuck
so he can
that.
still have a weekend.
That's
I
not.
don't think that's the case.
Or he's schizophrenic, and this is the only thing that he
Well,
does.
it could be that he's
isn't
on a
killing
48-hour
people.
sleep
Have you ever
schedule.
seen, like
Stay
I
up
saw,
for 36, sleep for 12.
Ah.
I did see an interesting video of someone who did have schizophrenia having an episode, which he knew he was having, but he didn't start recording it.
Anybody who's seen that one clip of, what's that lady's name?
And it seems so debilitating.
She was super pretty I think it was in the 90s.
Jennifer Aniston?
What is her name? No. I always confuse her with OJ's wife.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Anna Nicole Smith?
The lady who got deaded?
Is that OJ's wife?
No, that's some other
Yeah, yeah.
lady.
Anna Nicole Smith, she was the Playboy model.
Yeah. I think... Oh, I know. Anna Nicole Smith is OJ's wife. Anna Nicole Smith, right? OJ Smith? No, it's Simpson. Yeah, Anna Nicole Smith. I always
Brown
get confused.
Simpson.
That's it. I always get confused because she's Nicole Brown. Anyway, Anna Nicole Smith had hardcore problems, and I think in that video, there's a famous video where she's like talking, like she has a doll and she's acting like it's a real person. Video, and she's like acting like it's a real baby, and she is having some manner of episode, and it's so creepy to watch in that video.
You know what? You know what's a creepy video that you keep showing me about a
I feel
doll?
fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey. I don't know what's so creepy about it. I like it.
I don't like
It's fun.
mannequins and dolls
There's a lot of things you don't like, Chris.
are
Yourself.
they're too
That's why you
I
should
don't
keep
like
playing
them.
scary video games.
I
Yeah. It's too bad the world will never see Madison
Yeah, I'm
Being
so
played
upset
by-
about that.
yeah.
by Chris.
You did not handle Blue Knees well at all.
He couldn't turn
No.
around in a hallway. He couldn't do it.
Why is the world never seeing Madison?
Why, John?
So I downloaded the video on my PC that's in my room, the one that's kind of starting to fall apart, and the videos got corrupted on it when I downloaded them.
Wow. Lame. What about that video of when we were playing Blair Witch? And I scared the piss out of you.
That's somewhere. I think it might actually be on that PC. I think that one's okay.
Oh, the actual problem is the VODs are now expired.
Yeah, now it's too late. So when I realized it was corrupted, it was already gone.
So we can blame John for that one. Great job, John. Come on, everybody, come on.
I don't clap.
Come on.
All right.
Thank you, Cody.
Well, guys? Chris. Eventually, somebody's got to have the worst corner, right?
It was gonna
It
be
happens,
me.
right?
It was gonna be me.
Luckily for you, I'm competitive as fuck.
So now you're going to go for the worst corner?
So,
This is like the opposite of the nuclear arms race of DMs.
yeah.
It just
So-
who can self-sabotage our podcast the fastest?
Yeah.
So, you guys know the saying, April showers brings May
Never once heard that, though.
April showers brings May flowers.
Hmm.
Well, there's a new saying
Mayflower
going
like the
around.
Pilgrims?
March Madness brings April bad assness. I did great.
Take two.
Damn.
I can't with...
For a half second,
so
I thought you were going to start segueing to something about abs, and I was real confused.
For the next
So-
corner, we're all gonna start on this new workout regimen.
We're gonna work on
pivoting
getting
to
fit.
a workout channel.
So,
I'm not going to be there for this shit. I would have.
actually, well, this was a terrible segue into a preview for my corner before we all left. Have fun editing. Kyle, I actually do want to get your take on this.
Okay.
I am going to be creating 4 brackets of the superstars of... Back up.
Backing up.
I am going to be creating 4 brackets of superheroes, TV main characters,
Like
video
anime.
game characters, and the most badass villains we know to date.
Okay.
4 brackets.
Who would win?
The April Badassness Tournament.
Okay.
Oh!
To follow up with March Madness.
All right.
Okay.
And we will be sitting down, Kyle beforehand, to talk about who we think would win in a competition between each one and who would take the cake.
Isn't it document? Oh.
Okay, well, you better
Democracy?
you need to send me this early because I already know how I'm going to go get research for this. People have already had these
Well, I mean,
conversations.
how could we do it in...
Well, no. I don't want you... I want your opinion. I want your reason on why they win.
Oh, yeah.
Not the internet. Fuck the internet.
Yeah.
Fuck you, internet.
But the
Fuck
internet has
subscribe,
done all
though.
my research as to why I would think that.
Well, hold on. How could we do it, even with his opinions? He's not going to know who wins.
He's going to go through every goddamn possible scenario.
But
And
that's
who
like...
he would pick who would win between
And
them.
how many bracket? How many?
Well, we're going to decide that.
It's going to be like 32-32, maybe, probably. I don't know.
It'll take
We
me
could do
15 minutes.
32-32, or we could do 16-16.
Well, no, if we do 32-32, and you have to do every possible permutation of who might win in this and this and this,
I know, it'll
you're
take me
going to
15
do...
minutes.
No, literally like 15,000 permutations.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
There's no way. You
Yeah.
can do
Wow, that's like
1,000
a
in a minute.
permutation of minute. Second. 10 seconds.
Not
good at
even
this.
close.
He did go to college for engineering.
There's no way you could do 15,000 permutations. That's what in 15 minutes. That's 1,000 in a minute. That's like 7 in a second.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even 7 in a second. What am I talking about? It's like 18 in a second.
You underestimate my power.
I guess I do.
I want you to understand, Kyle.
No,
Tomorrow night, 8 p.m., the brackets will be created and posted
Cool.
in our channel decision-making page.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right?
So
I'll be at work.
I
at
will
half
time.
AM. Okay.
I will time when your response is.
I'll get home from the bar, and I'm going to be on
Okay.
that.
hold on. I don't even know how brackets work. What will we be doing on your corner? What do you want me to do beforehand?
Just make a line.
We're all gonna...
You're going to draw a
So,
line from one person to the end
the way
of
it's
the
going to work
bags.
out, there's 5 of us total. Kyle's being the tiebreaker between us all.
Right.
It'll be... Each one's going to have its own seed. So seed 1 will go up against seed 16 or whatever.
Mhm.
First seed versus last seed.
Mhm.
We would decide... Each one of us would go around and decide, this is why we think this person would win. And that would be our vote, right? Whoever has the most votes would go on to the next round.
Okay.
All right? then
So
once
we
go
don't
through
have to
the first
fill out
rounds-
the bracket beforehand. We don't have to say, I think this guy's going all the way, and he's going to be this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy along the way.
Correct.
Okay,
We're going to go through
I don't have to do
each
any
piece.
work. The point is,
Well, you're gonna look and
basically
see who
gonna
they
draw a
are.
line
Yeah.
from a picture.
Unless you
at
want
the
to wing it the moment that we get there. But
I kind of
I'm
want to
gonna
wing
at least
it. And,
I'm
and
gonna
do
at
it.
least share the bracket with Kyle ahead of time.
Sure.
Good luck editing this.
Great job.
Well,
Of course, Chris's Corner does this to us. Are you upset?
no.
I would be.
Maybe you should be.
You should be.
Just a little.
No.
It's my corner after that, right?
Yep. After me, it's your corner.
Okay.
I've taken way too much cocaine to feel down.
Not only do I have to fucking somehow
Let's just.
Annie and Anya.
Can we all just to the end?
Well,
No, Chris.
No.
goodbye, everybody.
Cody.
Video.